How can we help a client whose tendency toward perfectionism is running them down and getting in the way of their relationships and even leading to depression and anxiety? Today, we're going to look at a case that gets into that question. You'll hear how one practitioner used ideas from Polyvagal theory, the theory that was developed by Dr. Porges, and she used those ideas to help her client gradually begin to shift focus and transition out of a perfectionistic mindset. Now, this case comes from Dr. Ashley Vigil Ortero. She's a licensed psychologist practicing in the state of Florida. And Ashley did her internship at Vanderbilt University and her postdoctoral fellowship at Harvard Medical School. And I'm especially excited to introduce Ashley to you because she's recently joined the NICABM staff as a member of the program development team. Okay, so now let's get to the case. And in this case, the strategy that Ashley used with her client came from an idea that was presented in the Next Level Practitioner program. And of course, she's made sure to change any identifying details to preserve her client's confidentiality. Here's Ashley.
So I have a case where this is pretty much the poster child of somebody that is very perfectionistic, very high-achieving individual, really at the top of their career, and really their hard work and their perfectionistic ways were very reinforced. So the harder they worked, obviously people really loved all that energy and really going that extra mile. The problem in this case was after years and years of doing that, this female actually really felt like she lost her joy. And so she came in really saying that she really wanted help finding joy. And really, she spun into a pretty dark depression. That was really the cost of her perfectionism. And there was something Steve Porges said in the Next Level program where he mentioned that society puts a lot of weight on productivity, and we tend to value that. And he mentioned this one idea that's pretty simple, but it was really helpful in this case. And he talked about sometimes what the world wants from us is very different from what our body needs. And I found that really profound and really shared those exact words with this patient. And something really clicked because this was a patient who not only was hardworking in their work life, but they would go to the gym and not listen to their bodies and work at 200% and actually get injured quite frequently. And as we were making progress, the person really did learn to start to value things other than just productivity. One of the days that I knew we were on the right track was the female came in and said, you know what, I actually really felt I worked too hard the day before and I listened to my body and I decided instead of doing my regular workout, which she normally would have done, I decided to swim. And it really shocked me because that was something that was so foreign. And that was the first time that she really listened to her body and really realize that sometimes we have to listen to what our body needs. Steve also mentioned, the importance of co-regulation and how that's a big part of what our body needs. And that often really is a cost when we are overworking and overfunctioning. And so this particular individual, really, I saw a trickle-down effect where they started to really spend more time with that co-regulation and really reconnecting with their children and their spouse, even coworkers. And so they really started to pay attention to, yes, I am going to be reinforced if I go the extra mile. However, there's that cost. And I really felt that a lot of what Porges shared, as far as the world is complex, right? That contrast for what the world asks of us, but what we really need doesn't always align. And just holding that for this particular patient was really, I think, a key part in making some shifts.
So as Ashley showed us, using that one key idea from Dr. Porges proved quite powerful for her client. Now we'd like to hear from you. Is there a new idea that you've heard recently that's been particularly helpful for one of your clients? And if you're in the Next Level Practitioner program, we'd love to hear if there's an idea from that program that's helped spark a change in your work. Please tell us about it in the comments below, and thanks for watching.